Well, that's not surprising coming from this game.
It's a Square-Enix game. It's a Final Fantasy game. There's got to be, ever since Final Fantasy VII, they've had the obligatory ridiculously hard fight. In 7 it was the weapons, in 8 it was Omega, in 9 it was Ozma, in 10 it was Nemesis. Although Nemesis in that game wasn't that bad, he just took an hour to kill him.
Well, the weapons weren't so hard. Well, Ruby it was a pain in the butt, but Emerald, if you had at least 8, you had to have 8 materials or less equipped, and it wasn't so hard because you wouldn't die from the materials dump.
It was so easy. I'm saying in FF7 without using Knights of the Round, because Knights of the Round breaks that game in half. I never bothered getting it just because it was so broken.
I never bother getting it because I don't like raising chocobos.
Somebody's been playing too much Metroid.
Well,
yeah, raising chocobos is time consuming.
You can also get the golden chocobo by defeating Ruby weapon, but seriously, who would do that without the Knights of the Round materia?
I tried to go up against a couple of those weapons and failed epically.
At one, I was actually thinking about for FF10, since I still have my file somewhere around here. I was thinking about putting up some of the more difficult Monster Arena bosses as videos, except Nemesis, because Nemesis is basically an hour of the same thing. He doesn't ever change phases, and once you know his pattern, since there are no discrepancies in his pattern, basically I have a foolproof strategy that I have never lost to that guy. If my file is still there, I'll do it. If my file isn't there, because I don't know if it's on the memory card that got lost or not, but whatever. The reason why I don't want to go back and do that is because it requires farming. It requires a lot of farming. You know, in the Monster Arena, some of the bosses give you like HP spheres and strength spheres to, you know, add nodes to the board that give you better stats. Like, seriously, in my previous run, with, like, all the items and everything, I had cleared every single sphere off the sphere grid and then replaced it with, you know, HP plus 300, MP plus 40, Strength plus 4, etc. And basically got all my stats to 255. Except, like, magic, because fighting Jungle Clan for magic spheres takes forever, and farming fortune spheres for to activate luck nodes takes way too long. Some of the items farming didn't take too long, but like, there was one of the drops that you could get from the Monster Arena boss that if you had a weapon with 255 strength and break HP limit, you could one-shot it. Or break damage limit, excuse me, not break HP limit.
Now, a question about this. How the hell do I use Phoenix Downs on enemies?
In 12? In 10 or 12?
12, I said this game.
Okay. When you select an item, you can see on the lower left corner of the screen, you'll see L1 and R1 buttons with, like, party, foes, and allies, and reserve. If you hit the L1 and R1 buttons, you can scroll over to enemies, and you can use Phoenix Down on them. Personally, if I was going to use Phoenix Down to kill undead enemies, I would just set up a gambit to do that.
Yeah,
There's a-
I'm trying to grind with Dustia.
Oh, you're using the Dustia method, so you don't have that gambit. Oh, okay. If you're going to be using the Dustia method, you'll need to have the game set to wait mode, because there's no way you can target him quick enough. How do you like that method for leveling anyway? Do you like it?
Well, I usually get killed by either cockatrices or wolves before I can like that. Yeah.
It takes a bit of practice to do, but supposedly you can level really fast. Like you can get in the 30s in like an hour or so. You can get in the 30s, and that's ridiculous for that point in the game. Hey, level up.
Yeah. Yeah, because for levels from 4 to 5, it's like
these things are
XP.
the worst. Look what they do.
Wow, they look like those bats from Gears of War that eat you instantly.
These guys can eat you instantly because they have a ridiculous magic spell called Death.
Isn't that the spell that gives you a counter, or is it just kill you instantly in this game?
Doom is the one that gives you a counter. Death just says character dies, and it usually hits. But of course when I use Death, 37% accuracy.
That's the game giving you the finger.
Like, hasn't the game given me the finger enough?
Well, you're playing Final Fantasy XII, so no. No, it hasn't.
It has been.
But seriously, these Reaper enemies that I'm I think they're called Etems. Those things are really dangerous on their own. Now think about what happens when you get 2 or 3 of them in the same area attacking you and just pretty much raping you.
Fun times.
Fun for the whole family. It's just so gay. In all honesty, it is just ridiculous. At least, and not to mention they teleport. And whenever they're in their teleportation frames, they're invincible, but they can still somehow charge their magic and their attacks. It's so stupid. And not to mention in this place, whenever you kill just about any enemy, a Necrofiend spawns in its place. So you have to deal with another enemy.
Sucky.
Not to mention, the way you're supposed to go to get to the boss here is not marked on the map.
Yeah, I want to go back like just a bit in the video. Did you just kill a Necrofiend and then another one spawn?
Yeah, that happens. That happens sometimes too.
Oh, jeez.
It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Either that or there was a second one in the vicinity. It's just so ridiculous.